Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you for today's Bhagavad Gita reading session. Let us begin with prayers. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is by His Divine Grace Vishwa Guru Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. Chapter 10 entitled Opulence of the Absolute. Text 23. Rudranam Shankarashchasmi Vittesho Yaksharakshasam Vasunam Pavakaschasmi Meru Shikharinamaham. Synonyms: Rudranam, of all the Rudras; Shankaraha, Lord Shiva; Cha, also; Asmi, I am; Vitteshaha, the Lord of the treasury; Yaksharakshasam, of the Yakshas and the Rakshasas; Vasunam, of the Vasus; Pavakaha, fire; Cha, also; Asmi, I am; Meruhu, Meru; Shikharinam, of all mountains; Aham, I am. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. Translation: The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, of all the Rudras, I am Lord Shiva; of the Yakshas and Rakshasas, I am the Lord of Wealth, Kuvera; of the Vasus, I am fire, Agni; and of the mountains, I am Meru. Purport: There are 11 Rudras, of whom Shankara, Lord Shiva, is predominant. He is the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, in charge of the modes of ignorance in the universe. Among the demigods, Kuvera is the chief treasurer, and he is a representation of the Supreme Lord. Meru is a mountain famed for its rich natural resources. Text 24. पुरोधसां च मुख्यं मां विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिं सेनानीनाम् अहं स्कन्दः सरसामस्मि सागरः. Synonyms: Purodhasam, of all priests; Cha, also; Mukhyam, chief; Mam, me; Vidhi, understand; Partha, O son of Pratha; Brihaspatim, Brihaspati; Senaninam, of all commanders; Aham, I am; Skandaha, Kartikeya; Sarasam, of all reservoirs of water; Asmi, I am; Sagaraha, the ocean. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. Translation: Of priests, O Arjuna, know me to be the chief Brihaspati, the lord of devotion. Of generals, I am Skanda, the lord of war, and of bodies of water, I am the ocean. Purport: Indra is the chief demigod of the heavenly planets and is known as the king of the heavens. The planet in which he reigns is called Indraloka. Brihaspati is Indra's priest, and since Indra is the chief of all kings, Brihaspati is the chief of all priests. And as Indra is the chief of all kings, similarly, Skanda, the son of Parvati and Lord Shiva, is the chief of all military commanders. And of all bodies of water, the ocean is the greatest. These representations of Krishna only give hints of his greatness. Text 25. Maharshīణāṃ bhruguraham girāmasmyekamaksharam yajñānāṃ japayajñosmi sthavarāణāṃ himalayah. Synonyms: Maharshīణāṃ, among the great sages. Bhruguhu, Bhrugu. Aham, I am. Giram, of vibrations. Asmi, I am. Ekam aksharam, Pranava, Ekam aksharam, Pranava. Om Yajnanam, of sacrifices. Japa Yajnaha, chanting. Asmi, I am. Sthavaranam, of immovable things. Himalayaha, the Himalayan mountains. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. Translation: Of the great sages, I am Bhrigu. Of vibrations, I am the transcendental Om. Of sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy names, Japa. And of immovable things, I am the Himalayas. Purport: Brahma, the first living creature within the universe, created several suns for the propagation of various kinds of species. The most powerful of his sons is Bhrigu, who is also the greatest sage. Of all the transcendental vibrations, the Om or Omkara represents the Supreme. Of all the sacrifices, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare is the purest representation of Krishna. Sometimes animal sacrifices are recommended, but in the sacrifice of Hare Krishna, there is no question of violence. It is the simplest and the purest. Whatever is sublime in the worlds is a representation of Krishna. Therefore, the Himalayas, the greatest mountains in the world, also represent him. The mountain named Meru was mentioned in a previous verse, but Meru is sometimes movable, whereas the Himalayas are never movable. Thus, the Himalayas are greater than Meru. Text 26. अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणां देवर्षीणां च नारदः गन्धर्वाणां चित्ररथः सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः. Synonyms: Ashwatthah, the banyan tree. Sarvavrukshanam, of all trees. Devarshinam, of all the sages amongst the demigods. Cha, and. Naradaha, Narada. Gandharvanam, the citizens of the Gandharva planet. Chitrarathaha, Chitraratha. Siddhanam, of all those who are perfected. Kapilaha Munihi, Kapila Muni. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. Translation: Of all trees, I am the holy fig tree, and amongst sages and demigods, I am Narada. Of the singers of the gods, Gandharvas, I am Chitraratha, and among perfected beings, I am the sage Kapila. Purport: The fig tree or Ashwatha is one of the most beautiful and highest trees, and people in India often worship it as one of their daily morning rituals. Amongst the demigods, they also worship Narada, who is considered the greatest devotee in the universe. Thus, he is the representation of Krishna as a devotee. The Gandharva planet is filled with entities who sing beautifully, and among them the best singer is Chitraratha. Amongst the amongst the perpetually living entities, Kapila is considered an incarnation of Krishna, and his philosophy is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Later on, another Kapila became famous, but his philosophy was atheistic. Thus, there is a gulf of difference between them. Text 27. उच्चैश्रवसम् आश्वानां विद्धि माम् अमृतोद्भवम् ऐरावतं गजेन्द्राणां नराणां च नराधिपम्. Synonyms: Uchchaishravasam, Uchchaishrava, Ashvanam, among horses, Vidhi, no, Mam, me, Amrita Udbhavam, produced from the churning of the ocean, Airavatam, Airavata, Gajendranam, of elephants, Naranam, among human beings, Cha, and Naradhipam, the king. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. Translation: Of horses know me to be Uchchaishrava, who rose out of the ocean, born of the elixir of immortality. Of lordly elephants I am Airavata, and among men I am the monarch. Purport: The devotee demigods and the demons, asuras, once took a sea journey. On this journey, nectar and poison were produced, and Lord Shiva drank the poison. From the nectar were produced many entities, of which there was a horse called Uchchaishrava. Another animal produced from the nectar was an elephant named Airavata. Because these two animals were produced from nectar, they have special significance and they are representatives of Krishna. Amongst the human beings, the king is the representative of Krishna because Krishna is the maintainer of the universe, and the kings who are appointed on account of their godly qualifications are maintainers of their kingdoms. Kings like Maharaj Yudhishthira, Maharaj Parikshit, and Lord Rama were all highly righteous kings who always thought of the citizens' welfare. In Vedic literature, the king is considered to be the representative of God. In this age, however, with the corruption of the principles of religion, monarchy decayed and is now finally abolished. It is to be understood that in the past, however, people were more happy under righteous kings. Text 28. आयुधानाम् अहं वज्रं धेनूनाम् अस्मि कामधुक् प्रजनश्चास्मि कन्दर्प सर्पाणाम् अस्मि वासुकिः. Synonyms: Ayudhanam, of all weapons, Aham, I am, Vajram, the thunderbolt, Dhenunam, of cows, Asmi, I am, Kamadhuk, the Surabhi cows, Prajanaha, for begetting children, Cha, and Asmi, I am, Kandarpaha, Cupid, Sarpanam, of all snakes, Asmi, I am, Vasukihi, Vasuki. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. Translation: Of weapons I am the thunderbolt, among cows I am the Surabhi, givers of abundant milk. Of procreators I am Kandarpa, the god of love, and of serpents I am Vasuki, the chief. Purport: The thunderbolt indeed is a mighty weapon, represents the thunderbolt indeed a mighty weapon represents Krishna's power. In Krishna Loka, in the spiritual sky, there are cows which can be milked at any time and they give as much milk as one likes. Of course, such cows do not exist in this material world, but there is mention of them in Krishna Loka. The Lord keeps many such cows, which are called Surabhi. It is stated that the Lord is engaged in herding the Surabhi cows. Kandarpa is the sex desire for presenting good sons. Therefore, Kandarpa is the representative of Krishna. Sometimes sex is engaged in only for sense gratification. Such sex does not represent Krishna, but sex for the generation of good children is called Kandarpa and represents Krishna. Text 29. Anantaschasmi nāgānaṁ varuno yadasamaham pitrūణāम् chasmi yamas samyamatāmaham. Synonyms: Anantaha, Ananta, Cha, also, Asmi, I am, Naganam, of all serpents, Varunaha, the demigod controlling the water, Yadasam, of all aquatics, Aham, I am, Pitrunam, of the ancestors, Aryama, Aryama, Cha, also, Asmi, I am, Yamaha, the controller of death, Samyamatam, of all regulators, Aham, I am. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. Translation: Of all the celestial Naga snakes, I am Ananta. Of the aquatic deities, I am Varuna. Of departed ancestors, I am Aryama. And among the dispensers of law, I am Yama, Lord of Death. Purport: Among the many celestial Naga serpents, Ananta is the greatest, as is Varuna among the aquatics. They both represent Krishna. There is also a planet of Pitrus, presided over by Aryama, who represents Krishna. There are many living entities who give punishment to the miscreants, and among them Yama is the chief. Yama is situated in a planet near this earthly planet, and after death, those who are very sinful are taken there, and Yama arranges different kinds of punishments for them. Text 30. प्रह्लादश्चास्मि दैत्यानां कालः कलयतामहम् मृगाणां च मृगेन्द्रोऽहं वैनतेयाश्च पक्षिणाम्. Synonyms: Prahladaha, Prahlada, Cha, also, Asmi, I am, Daityanam, of the demons, Kalaha, time, Kalayatam, of subduers, Aham, I am, Mriganam, of animals, Cha, and Mrugendraha, the lion, Aham, I am, Vainateyaha, Garuda, Cha, also, Pakshinam, of birds. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. Translation: Among the Daitya demons, I am the devoted Prahlada. Among subduers, I am Time. Among the beasts, I am the lion. And among birds, I am Garuda, the feathered carrier of Vishnu. Purport: Diti and Aditi are two sisters. The sons of Aditi are called Adityas, and the sons of Diti are called Daityas. All the Adityas are devotees of the Lord, and all the Daityas are atheistic. Although Prahlada was born in the family of the Daityas, he was a great devotee from his childhood. Because of his devotional service and godly nature, he is considered to be a representative of Krishna. There are many subduing principles. There are many subduing principles, but Time wears down all things in the material universe and so represents Krishna. Of the many animals, the lion is the most powerful and ferocious, and of the million varieties of birds, Garuda, the bearer of Lord Vishnu, is the greatest. Text 31. Pavanah pavatamasmi Rama shastrabhritamaham Jashanam makaraschasmi srotasamasmi jahnavi. Synonyms. Pavanaha, the wind. Pavatam, of all that purifies. Asmi, I am. Ramaha, Rama. Shastrabhritam, of the carriers of weapons. Aham, I am. Jashanam, of all aquatics. Makaraha, shark. Cha, cha asmi, I am also. Srotasam, of flowing rivers. Asmi, I am. Jahnavi, the river Ganges. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Of purifiers I am the wind, of the wielders of weapons I am Rama, of fishes I am the shark, and of flowing rivers I am the Ganges. Purport. Of all the aquatics, the shark is one of the biggest and is certainly the most dangerous to man. Thus, the shark represents Krishna. And of rivers, the greatest in India is the mother Ganges. Lord Ramachandra of the Ramayana, an incarnation of Krishna, is the mightiest of warriors. Text 32. सर्गाणामादिरन्तश्च मध्यं चैवाहमर्जुन अध्यात्मविद्या वादः प्रवदतामहम्. Synonyms. Sarganam, of all creations. Adihi, beginning. Antaha, end. Cha, and. Madhyam, middle. Cha, also. Eva, certainly. Aham, I am. Arjuna, O Arjuna. Adhyatma Vidya, spiritual knowledge. Vidyanam, of all education. Vadaha, natural conclusion. Pravadatam, of arguments. Aham, I am. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Of all creations, I am the beginning and the end, and also the middle, O Arjuna. Of all sciences, I am the spiritual science of the self, and among logicians, I am the conclusive truth. Purport. Among created manifestations, the total material elements are first created by Mahavishnu and are annihilated by Lord Shiva. Brahma is the secondary creator. All these created elements are different incarnations of the material qualities of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, He is the beginning, the middle, and the end of all creation. Regarding the spiritual science of the self, there are many literatures such as the four Vedas, the Vedanta Sutra, and the Puranas, the Srimad Bhagavatam, and the Gita. These are all representatives of Krishna. Among logicians, there are different stages of argument. The presentation of evidence is called japa. The attempt to defeat one another is called vitanda, and the final conclusion is called vada. The conclusive truth, the end of all reasoning processes, is Krishna. Text 33. अक्षराणामकारोऽस्मि द्वन्द्वः सामासिकस्य च अहम् एवाक्षयः कालो धाताहं विश्वतो मुखः. Aksharanam, of letters. Akaraha, the first. Asmi, I am. Dvandvaha, dual. Samasikasya, compounds. Cha, and. Aham, I am. Eva, certainly. Akshayaha, eternal. Kalaha, time. Dhata, creator. Aham, I am. Vishwato Mukhaha, Brahma. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Of letters, I am the letter A, and among compounds, I am the dual word. I am also inexhaustible time, and of creators, I am Brahma, whose manifold faces turn everywhere. Purport. Akara, the first letter of the Sanskrit alphabet, is the beginning of the Vedic literature. Without Akara, nothing can be sounded. Therefore, it is the beginning of sound. In Sanskrit, there are also many compound words, of which the dual word, like Ramakrishna, is called Dvandvaha. For instance, Rama and Krishna have the same rhythm and therefore are called dual. Among all kinds of killers, time is the ultimate because time kills everything. Time is the representative of Krishna because in due course of time there will be a great fire and everything will be annihilated. Among the creators and living entities, Brahma is the chief. The various Brahmas exhibit 4, 8, 16, etc. heads accordingly, and they are the chief creators in their respective universes. The Brahmas are representatives of Krishna. Text 34. Mrityu sarvaharashchaham udbhavascha bhavishyataam कीर्तिश्रीर्वाक्च नारीणां स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिक्षमा. Synonyms. Mrityuho, death. Sarvaharaha, all devouring. Cha, also. Aham, I am. Udbhavaha, generation. Cha, also. Bhavishyatam, of the future. Kirtihi, fame. Shrihi, vak, beautiful speech. Cha, also. Narinam, of women. Smritihi, memory. Medha, intelligence. Dhritihi, faithfulness. Kshama, patience. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. Translation. I am all devouring death, and I am the generator of all things yet to be. Among women, I am fame, fortune, speech, memory, intelligence, faithfulness, and patience. Purport. As soon as a man is born, he dies at every moment. Thus, death is devouring every living entity at every moment. But the last stroke is called death itself. That death is Krishna. All species of life undergo six basic changes. They are born, they grow, they remain for some time, they reproduce, they dwindle, and finally vanish. Of these changes, the first is deliverance from the womb, and that is Krishna. The first generation is the beginning of all future activities. The six opulences listed are considered to be feminine. If a woman possesses all of them or some of them, she becomes glorious. Sanskrit is a perfect language and is therefore very glorious. After studying, if one can remember the subject matter, he is gifted with good memory or smriti. One need not read many books on different subject matters. The ability to remember a few and quote them when necessary is also another opulence. We shall continue to read in the next session. Thank you for joining. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय.
जय
Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
जय
Hare Krishna.